Hello, my name is Latoya. Welcome to my crafty space. I'm going to show you guys how to recreate that one Valentine's Day card that I made. I will insert the clip here. Okay, so that is the card I'm going to recreate. It's so incredibly cute and it uses so many awesome stamp sets. So one of the stamps that I used is from the Tim Holtz collection, the Stampers Anonymous. I used this wavy line here, which is like, you know, the postage line. You know what? I don't have to take everything out. I'll just run through it and then, yeah, I'll deal with that jazz because I don't want to have just a bunch of stamps just sitting out freely on my desk. Then I used the vintage postcard from Close to My Heart. Again, I don't know how old some of these things are. I just was like one day, I really love postcard and postage stamps. Let me find all of them off any website by any company. If it fits my style, I'm going to purchase it. I used this little emblem here. It says, "Memories last forever," which is just so fitting, especially for love. It's just so cute. Let's see, I just have to move my light. Then I use this Forever and Always stamp set by Stampin' Up. It's new, if you care. These two flowers are the main reason I purchased this set because they're incredibly cute. I also got to play with this flower here, so I also love that one. I had a blast. That was like the main purpose for the card. It was like to use these flowers. I love, love, love this postcard stamp set by Stampin' Up. Hi, Sarah. So super old, but oldie but goodie. And then by Graphic 45, this is also another postage love-inspired set. Oh, my cat. Okay, I just had to give my cat some pets. So with this stamp set here, I'm only using one stamp, so I'll pull it out. I really liked this postage stamp with the, I guess, Cupid with a bow and arrow. And it was just so incredibly cute. And it is a bit large for this spot here on this stamp set, but I did bend it and it fits fine. It's like, all right, mom's recording. She's talking. Let me chirp at her. Sarah, who's a good girl. All right, so I think that about covers it. It's actually the next day. My cat totally just took the spotlight. I know you guys heard her in the video. So I'm just carrying on. So I went over all the sets I used for that card, this card here. And now we're going to have some fun and we're going to recreate this. So first thing is I'm going to stamp out this postcard stamp. Now when I stamped this this one originally, right here was a little ink blotch. And as you can see, ink gets pressed here, and then when you press it onto the paper, it transfers. So that's why in that video I was like, oh boy, I have to get a bit creative because I now have a mess on my hand. So first thing I'm going to do is ink whatever type of postage, why do I keep saying postage? Postcard stamp that you have. I do have some by other companies, but you know, they're just not like this one. They all have their, you know, the things that make them awesome. All right, I'm going to finish this and I'll come back on. And hopefully I don't make a mess here in the middle, like I think I might with this here. We'll wipe this off really quickly, but who knows, sometimes that doesn't work. Okay. All right, so this is done. Now really quickly, what I'm going to do is cut this out because why not? And you don't need a gap or a space because this is going to be layered and the black on black is going to look really nice. So I'm not leaving a white border. As much as I can, not leave a white border. And what I'm going to do is mat this on a piece of black cardstock. So there's just like a sliver of an outline around it. So let's see, I think this will work. So yeah, I don't even know if I'm like, let me measure this. So it's about 1/16 of an inch, this little border here, and honestly it's probably a little smaller than that. I'm being a little generous with the 1/16. So if you guys want measurements, there you go. And that's going to be, you know, all around. But what I'm going to do now is finish stamping, and then we'll do the layering. Okay, so next I need to stamp these flowers. And these flowers are the reason why I purchased this set. Again, these are just phenomenal. So I'm just going to stamp these out about, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need 8. Alrighty. So these awesome flowers are stamped out. Next, we need to have this awesome embellishment here, but that's going to go directly on the card. And we need this stamp here, postage stamp, stamped in gold and heat embossed. So we'll do that next. So we'll put that to the side. This and this go to the side, which I actually pulled those off already, so those are here. All right. Very organized, right? This stamp set is just so cute. I love it. It really is. It's very whimsical. What do I need? I need to make this sticky. So I need to grab a piece of my cling that I have off to the side, throw that on to put this on, and it sticks. Voila. Now, I don't need to remove this because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use a small piece of cardstock that's going in the trash. It's used just for things like this. You guys see how quickly this is coming together, even though I'm kind of like moving stuff around and being a little dorky. And I'm trying to show you guys as much as I can on camera. So, oops, jeepers. All right, this is really sticky. Super sticky. So the thing is, remaking a card is a lot faster because you already know what you're doing. When I make cards, usually I'm figuring things out, so it takes me a while, you know, like it can take an hour for me to, I have a card video up that takes an hour, and that's because I'm doing that card for the first time and I don't have time to redo it and all that jazz. All right, so I'm just going to coat this generously because I love my heat embossed images to be well coated. And remove the cat here. Right, so I'm just gonna stamp that down. Did I even get that far over? I don't know. I feel like it moved a little bit. There we go. Let's give this a good press. And all looks good except for in the corner. Just want to do it one more time just for good measure. Worst thing that can happen is you go to heat emboss and your heat embossing powder does not stick. All right, looks good. Ah, jeepers, what's that? Something black is on here. You know what? It might get coated. You know, it's bothering me. Told you guys that corner. There we go. Looks good. Yeah. I really try not to be a perfectionist, but like if there's a little dot somewhere, I'm like, if I can move it, I'm going to move it. I know, it's been 5 minutes just doing that, eh? All right, done. Oh, I gotta plug my gun in. Ta-da! There we go. So cute. All right, so shake this back in. Right. Gonna cut this out. And put this back. Use this another time. Oh, jeepers, come on. There we go. All right, so now, after I cut this out, what am I down to? This over. So we have this, I have a black piece for that. I need another, well, actually the base is going to be black cardstock. So let's grab that, and it's side folding, which means I need to sift through here. There we go. All right, so I sifted through all of my samples here, my swatches for cardstock, and I used Basil Basics cardstock in Passionate. Now I do own all of the SU color. You guys know I have like all of the Stampin' Up! Ink colors. If you don't know, now you know. I have all of them. Like most of them anyways, like all the colors I want. And whatever was missing, I, over the years and currently, just went to, you know, a local store like Joann's and such and purchased cardstock, and it's Basil. So I can also find what I want online too. So that is the color that I used here. But if you don't have Basil cardstock, you know, just use hot pink or use something from Stampin' Up! That's close. That gives you that really vibrant pink. Okay, so that goes in there, and continuing on. Yeah, it took me a minute to find it. I had to like sift through everything because I cut it a little smaller than my others. Okay, so we have that, and that goes there. I need the embossing folder, which you guys know I absolutely love, love, love. So I use the Old World embossing folder, and a hint, so you get a really nice defined embossed image surface. Spray your paper lightly with water before you run it through because it helps. All right, so there is no dye with this. And because I heat embossed it, I wouldn't run, I don't know. I don't know if I would run this through anyways. So I'm just gonna fussy cut this out. And then I am going to emboss this image. I'm going to emboss this piece of paper. And then I need to do some ink blending. I also need a piece of cardstock for the inside here. Do some coloring. Yeah, we're gonna knock this out, you guys. And to keep this video shortish, as some people say, by the power of TV magic, but y'all know I'd like to make you guys suffer like I suffer by taking forever. No, I'm not gonna leave in every single clip. So I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera, and I will be back. All right, so postage stamp is cut out. Now I'm going to give this a spray kind of far. It's more like I misted into the air and then moved the paper into it just so I don't have like big splotches all over my cardstock. I'm gonna run this through my Gemini. Look at that. Perfect. It is so crisp and lovely. I just love how detailed it is. So there's a little tip for you. Now, oh, jeepers, got stuff everywhere. So this goes here, that goes there, this goes here, it's there. All right, I'm on to ink blending and coloring and coloring flowers. So what I used to color were Copic markers. And if you guys don't have Copics, there's Stampin' Blends, I think, by Stampin' Up. Stampin' Blends or Stampin' Right markers. I'm sorry, I don't know which are like the markers. But use those and just find a color combination. I just used this color chart, but I also have some sheets of like Copic combinations that I've put together that I've used, and I've already looked at what works for me. So I'm using 3 colors, and that's how I, do my flowers. I usually do 3. Now, I was doing like just a quick fun drop with this, which I'm about to do now because don't nobody got time to spend forever coloring. So I'm going to show you what I did. And what I mean by no one has time for all that, I just don't. I want to remake this card with different flowers, but I want to stay true to the original concept in case someone has a stamp set and they were like, hey, I was really looking forward to seeing you, do it with that set. So that is what I'm going to do. All right, come on, Kelly. What are we doing here? Bump, bump, bump. Whoops. All right, I'll show you one and then I'll do the rest off camera. And again, I am moving fairly quickly. So what I did with these was I actually started with the dark colors first and then I blended in. That's just how I Copic color and with any alcohol marker. And I always, I want to say sketch off to the side, but I always flick off to the side just because I want to gauge what my colors look like. So let's do this small one first. And I'm trying to angle my hand so you guys can actually see, but it's always easier said than done with everything. So I'm just flicking the color out kind of in accordance to where these lines are here, making it like giving it that shadow look, And now what I do is I turn my paper, and I suggest turning your paper too, because once I actually got that tip down, it made coloring a lot easier, because when you turn your paper, it's easier for you to go in the direction of what the item is. Again, I am not like a master at anything. I'm just sharing little tidbits. And this tidbit is about to be over. All right, so I'm just pushing that out. Now I'm going to focus on the ends where the lines are, but honestly, I just kind of like outlined it. Now I'm still doing flicks because I want to have the colors merge together. So flick, 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 flick. You guys see how quick that is? And that's with any alcohol marker. And for this, I'm just going over those lines that are there. Okay. Now the next color, now what I do is I like to touch my markers to get some of the original color when I go to transfer the color from the original color onto the blank space. I guess pull it, but transfer is also, that's a good term. Eh? I think I can hear my cat snoring. See, quick, fun, as quick as it's gonna be for playing with markers anyways. And you have that dimension there too. All right, so now I'm starting at the bottom, bringing that in. I need to do some Copic maintenance like yesterday. So here's my coloring progress, but look who's behind me. Just taking up all the space on my chair. Sarah! Sarah! This is the one who's making all the noise. But she's so cute. She's such a good girl. Yes, you are. Who's a good girl? Who's mommy's good girl? Sarah! Sarah! Hi, honey. Hello. Yes, very, very needy and noisy. I'm surprised she's not talking. All right, back to the card. Sarah! Sarah! Who's a good girl? I gotta clean your eye goobies. All right, you guys, so I finished coloring these flowers. Pretty vibrant, right? But this was a super quick color. If you're coloring to do this many, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna take you about 12 minutes. So although this video does look quick, that's because, you know, people that make tutorials just, you know, do a lot of stuff off camera. Yeah, again, it's new for me. All right, so I'm going to cut these out using these awesome dies here. Now, I do have a skin and cut. I could use that to cut them out, but I'm just gonna, you know, go with the flow and use these because they're so cute. And the reason why I bought this die set was because I love these slanted dies here. Super adorable. Here's my other one. It's hidden. I got to get that out. And then I'm going to do some ink blending, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how I'm going to ink blend really quickly, because I'm not going to do all of that on camera either, just to keep things going. All right, so I have Rococo Rose, inked up my brush a little bit. Whoops. Just gonna buff it off on the side. Trying not to shake, but it's a little impossible. And now I'm just gonna bring that color onto the card here. And I'm just gonna move this in for that nice, just romantic, like Cloud 9 look. I don't know, I love ink blending. It just makes everything look amazing. So I'm just gonna do this all around. I'll show you guys a little bit more. Just blend off and then just blend on. And again, you wanna be very careful when blending, especially with dye inks. Dye inks and your paper, you wanna be careful with. If you wanna get a really good blend, there are other inks that are better for blending because they're quote unquote smoother. And then paper is also a huge part of getting a good ink blend. And I can go more into that in another video, not this one. So I'm kind of like just going back and forth here because I pretty much know how much ink I have on my brush. And I just wanted to get that in there. And fun fact, we're not even gonna see that, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, I have something that I'm like brushing around. If you have something you're brushing around, just use, you know, your Post-it note, move that so you don't get the ink on your card and just move it. All right, just a little bit more. And I think that's good. It looks nice and romantic. I like that. And I'm going to do that to this piece I just cut out. It's about 1/16 of an inch around small. And I'm going to just place that here inside of my card as the inside panel. So I'm also going to ink blend around that, just like I did this. All right. All right, so these are all cut out and I got the beveled edge, which is really nice. So I heat embossed in black, the word love. We're going to do the same here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prep this area. Hi, Sarah. Hello. Hi. That's my cat. Hopefully she's going to eat dinner. All right, let's just make sure this is nice. That was almost a mistake. All right, and we're going to put this about here. Cross our fingers for the best. Looks good. Unfortunately, I pressed a little too hard because some of my black over here. I'm actually going to press that because I don't want it to get covered. And there's a little dot above love. All right, looks good. And there we are. So shiny, so pretty. Easy cleanup, just slide this in. Right. Okay, so now I'm going to, I can stamp here. I don't know why I did all that. I can just go ahead, place this down. This is going to go about here, so I'm going to stamp here with this Memories Last Forever little seal or emblem, whichever you want to call it. And I actually stamped off on this, was it this one or the other one? I have to actually see. So it's a bit faded, as you can see here. This was stamped off, and then that was also stamped off. Everything's falling for some reason. Yeah, I wanted that like fade. Let me make sure this doesn't have anything going on. Okay, that looks good. All right, so we're gonna go there. Oh, that was already faded. Okay, so then this is gonna go about there. And now I have these wavy lines. And the same thing is about to happen here. Just going to go ahead and give that a little press. And then that is going to go there. Don't know what this little black thing is. There's always something somewhere, I tell you. All right, but it's fine. So I need to figure out the flowers now, and then I will start assembling the card. So a couple flowers did get messed up, unfortunately. I had some tape on, but I was kind of sleepy and it moved just a little bit, but for the most part my flowers are fine. So to just mimic this one, hi, I'm making a video. Good grief, arguing with the cat. Okay, so large one here, small one goes on top. Let me zoom in just a little bit for you guys. Okay, so large one here, small one goes on top there, and then actually, yeah, this one's perfect, so that one's fine. This should be covered, so I might do that one. Let's see about there. And then I need a large one front and center. So I'm going to do this one here, this one here. This one's about here. And then one at the top, which will be this one. All right. And then on the inside, oops, jeepers. Inside, for this one, it's one large one, two small ones, but I kind of did the opposite, and that's okay. So for the inside, it's going to be two large ones and one small one, which looks a little different, but you know, we can just go ahead and cluster those accordingly and just make them look like that. And I actually need to brush this a little bit. I was a bit heavy-handed right here, but that's okay. Just blend that out. Blend it out a little bit. There, that looks better. A little better. And again, I could just flip this over and do it, but I'm not doing all that work. It is fine because it is a handmade card after all. All right, enough futzing. So to put this down, you want to use some glue dots because you want to have one of these popped up and then the others, like one popped up and then the rest just flat. So just going to go ahead and do that. This one is going to go Now remember, you want to be careful because when you have a background that you made, when you put down glue, it can definitely change some things. All right, so this one is going here. Like really close, but not too close, but it needs to go to the bottom. There we go. Then this one is going to go on top of that. I like how this is already done. It definitely makes it a lot easier on me to do this. This one is going here. So this, I can go ahead and glue that there. This is going to go there. And this is going to go here. So then these can get glued down. I did like how far that was out, right? I think so. It just takes a little bit when you're doing, you know, something a bit just like this. Because you want to make sure things are covered and they look okay, you know, all that jazz. Now this one, it's a little different, but it's okay. So I'm going to pop that one up, so I need to place this one down. And we're going to place it just like that. So that one goes like this. And that's going to get trimmed. And this one is going to go like this. Yeah, so for this, I'm going to use a glue dot. So basically just arrange the flowers like however you feel fit. That's pretty much what's happening here. Whoops. As they fall to the ground and all over the place. I gave that a little bit of height. And someone is probably saying, oh my gosh, all that coloring was for nothing. Well, you could do masking and cutting, but I did not do that. And then you would save yourself some work. But I was fine with coloring these personally. This is going to go here, and the excess is going to be trimmed off. So trying to keep a decent amount on. All right, so now what you want to do is flip this over, take your scissors and trim this away. Like, you want this very crisp. Another pair of scissors. Yep, got it. All right, so now I need to cut down my black panels. Well, my black mats. All right, so now just going to adhere this to the black cardstock. You guys know how I love my glue. Right, give that a press down. It's gonna straighten out any bowing that I have going on. And while that's on, just gonna give it a little press because my card did bow when I went to heat set this. And take pretty much anything, it can be a pencil, whatever, and just bend your stamp a little because, I don't know, I just like having a wave in my stamp. I'm a little weird. It's not accurate, but whatever. And just leave that bend in your stamp and then pick up break this up actually, your glue dot so it can have a little height to it also, and just place this down. I love that, and I love the bend because it really helps like illuminate the, I like the bend because it helps with the illumination of the embossing powder. Okay, now this needs to go on, but for this we're going to use Fabri-Tac. Oh geez, okay. And no, you guys, I did not know about all the different glues honestly until this year. That's pretty much when I decided, all right, I'm gonna figure out what glue I need to use with what, you know, with things that I do craft with anyways. And here's a tip: if you have something with texture, a lot of texture, use Fabri-Tac because it's great for ribbon, and it's also great if you like emboss, like dry emboss. All right, so now we're gonna take this little piece and center it. Move this around. You got a little wiggle room here. Okay, looks good. Give it a press. Now we need to put this down, and it's straight there, so we're just going to follow suit. Wow, I can't believe I literally just saw double right now. This is very unheard of, you guys. I do not remake cards like this, so I'm like kind of very excited that I did it. And it's a bit surreal. And again, just using this Fabri-Tac because it is going to hold this right onto this amazing piece that I created. And I just want this right in the center. Perfect. Very nice. All right, now to work on this. Just gonna go ahead and apply these flowers. Now let's see if I want to do this in a different way. I think that'll work. So just really quickly don't know what my cat's doing in there. Sarah. Sounds like she's playing with something. I think that looks good. And I just trim this. And I absolutely love how things look once you trim it. Like, that looks just really nice. It looks better than how it looked when I first placed everything down. It just gives it like this really clean edge and look. So add on some glue. All right, I'll open this up. And place this down. And that is the second card, and also how you make this card. So, geez, it's gonna take me 5 minutes to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me remake this. Again, things go a lot faster when you know what you're doing, but you know, still takes a little bit of time. And yeah, I absolutely love the result. So I hope you guys do something crafty that makes your heart happy, and I will talk to you guys in another video. Okay, bye.